Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Remains in the wrong places at a Detroit cemetery as more people come forward seeking answers. An investigation is now underway.
Pandemic price hikes, the cost of groceries and gasoline both going up. Help Me Hank shows how bad it's getting and why it's happening.
A new effort to help Detroiters get the vaccines that can save lives, all based on the idea that you can walk right in now without having to sign up. The coronavirus and the focus on more vaccinations tops our news tonight at 6.
We start with the numbers. The state reports 5,035 new cases and 29 new COVID deaths over the past 2 days. Beaumont has added more walk-in clinics at its service center in Southfield and at Beaumont Troy Hospital. Tomorrow, the Ford Field Vaccine Clinic starts accepting walk-ins. The one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be available, and you can also get your second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. The hours are 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. every day for the next 2 weeks. And we know 50.4% of Michiganders have now received at least one shot of a COVID-19 vaccine.
Boosting those numbers, especially in Detroit, is the focus on a new effort called Mass Vaccination Week. It started today. As Sean Lay shows us, for those who haven't gotten the shot, access can be a game changer. Sean.
This Mass Vaccination Week is all about getting the word out that there is a lot of vaccine out here, and the key may be the no sign-up walk-in clinics.
Why was today the day to get the shot for you? Why?
Honestly, I looked to find other places for walk-ins. Most of them did not have supplies yet.
Audra Dixon has been searching to get a COVID-19 vaccine shot, and she hasn't had much luck until the city of Detroit made all of its vaccination locations walk-in clinics. No sign-ups needed. That is exactly what she was looking for.
You wanted the shot. You weren't on the fence at all. You were just looking for a walk-in.
Exactly.
Making the vaccine easier for people to get is why Congressperson Brenda Lawrence was at Beaumont Health's vaccine clinic in Southfield today. The goal, increase awareness of vaccine safety and how accessible it is with walk-in clinics with no sign-ups. And Lawrence says African Americans have been hit so hard by COVID, but so many communities in Metro Detroit are far behind in getting the vaccine.
We must do a better job when it comes to listening to people who have concerns and making sure that we are creating an environment of leadership to encourage people to get the vaccine.
Congressperson Lawrence told me that at first she was worried about getting the vaccine. She talked to her doctor. He said COVID is a killer, so she is fully vaccinated. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Sean, Detroit City Councilman Gabe Leland steps down after pleading guilty to misconduct in office charges. Leland has represented Detroit's District 7 since 2013. He admitted today to accepting $7,500 in cash and free car repairs in exchange for his vote on a land deal. As part of his plea agreement, Leland will face no jail time, and the federal case against him on bribery charges will be dropped. Sentencing is set for June 7th. As for Leland's seat on council, they could vote to appoint a replacement to finish out his term. That would last until the end of 2021. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan put out a statement saying, quote, "The charges against Gabe Leland were a negative cloud hanging over the city of Detroit. With his decision to resign, we can now move forward and focus on the business of rebuilding our city."
We best get used to the kind of weather we're having today. There is more of it in store.
Yeah, Ben, we need the rain, though, so let's just kind of embrace it, I guess.
That was not too much of a vote of confidence there, Kim, but yes, that's pretty much the best way to look at it. Storm Tracker 4 has got light stuff out there. This is really not amounting to much, but it is making a small dent in our rainfall deficit, and small dents, when you add them up, will actually make a bigger difference once we get towards the end of the week. You can see out here to the west zone, that was sort of the latest push of wet weather, but it's still pretty light stuff here across Lenawee, or I should say Livingston and Washtenaw counties. I think by 8 o'clock tonight, we should see an end, at least to the more wider spread light showers, and then go back to just a rogue sprinkle if we see one from 10 o'clock on. Overnight, we will see another push of wet weather, but man, we're getting multiple chances going forward. And in fact, by the time we get towards the end of the week, we will be seeing numbers that are going to start moving close to the 1 to 2 inch range of accumulation, and that's by Monday of next week. So we'll talk about that. But if you want to see just how chilly we're going to get in the 10-day forecast, the Local Forecasters app is the place to do it. It has got your entire forecast absolutely free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Ben, have you noticed the big change yet? The amount of money you may be spending on the essentials like groceries?
Yeah, the sticker shock is taking some by surprise, and you guessed it, the pandemic is part of the problem. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is live, and Hank, prices are expected to keep climbing.
Kimberly, Devin, they certainly are. I was one of those taken by surprise this weekend. I couldn't believe how much I'd spent on groceries this week compared to just a few weeks ago. And it doesn't matter whether you're hitting your local grocery store like Ferndale Foods here behind me or one of the big box stores like Costco or Sam's Club, you're going to notice you're spending more. Come along with us as we do a little grocery shopping today. Have you noticed some items cost a lot more than they did a year ago? Well, we sure have. Take a look. For example, 1 dozen eggs now up 7%. 1 pound of ground chuck will cost you 7% more than it did this time last year. A loaf of bread up 11%, and the same thing with a gallon of milk up 11%. So what's causing the big price jump right now? Well, the bottom line is less supply, more demand, more people eating at home because of the pandemic. And the cost of getting items to the store is costing more. There are fewer drivers, and gas prices are already starting to jump. There was also heavy crop damage across parts of the Midwest this winter. Here at Holiday Market in Royal Oak, the store's still busy with shoppers. After all, we still need our groceries. But here and at other stores across the country, some shoppers have noticed some items cost a little bit more now.
Cheese and stuff like we try to stay away because the prices have gone up.
I would expect that we're going to see prices continue to rise over the next 6 to 18 months.
Another thing that could cost you a lot more soon, gas. In fact, analysts predict a big jump by the month of July. The reason? Surging crude oil prices, a harsh winter, and also transportation issues related to the pandemic. And that price jump expected right before the busy 4th of July travel season. As for the gas itself, of course, you can get discounts through some of those box clubs like Costco, Sam's Club, even Kroger offering discounts if you spend money within the store itself. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank.
Yeah, Hank, during your research, any indication of when grocery prices might start to drop again?
And Kimberly, it's really dependent on getting the items to the stores themselves. That seems to be the big problem. Not enough drivers, not enough delivery making its way into local communities. So they expect those prices to keep rising through the end of the year.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Okay, Hank, thank you.
Now, new developments tonight in a story we first brought you on Friday. A family that went to exhume a loved one's remains from a Detroit-owned cemetery makes the shocking discovery that his remains are not at the gravesite. Well, now other families are demanding answers, and the city is in litigation with a management company they feel is responsible. Priya Mann picks up the story at Gethsemane Cemetery on the city's east side. Priya.
Yeah, Devin, Kim, there's a lot of moving parts here, but bottom line, right now, a Detroit family still doesn't know where the remains of their loved ones are. The city says they've made significant progress. They have a general idea. Now Detroit police is investigating as we have had a flood of calls.
If my sister had never died, we would have never found this information out.
Jacqueline Brown Park's call to Local 4 last week set off a flurry of calls to the city and the newsroom.
Somebody do their job, at least find my grandmother.
Dolores Sankovic says last summer, cemetery workers told her they couldn't find her grandmother's plot.
She went from saying she didn't know where she was to blaming it on the fact that she didn't have a headstone to trying to sell me a headstone. And I said, well, if you sell me a headstone now, where am I going to put it?
She called us after watching our story on the Stinson family. They were exhuming his body so they could bury him next to his mom in a different cemetery. Instead, neighboring vaults were exposed and his body wasn't there.
You wouldn't think you had to fight for someone that's already dead. They're supposed to be at rest.
Detroit police is now investigating and will review cemetery records to determine where the body of Desmond Stinson is.
We have a general idea now for doing some investigation, and then we're sharing information with the police, and they will be interviewing the staff person who believes they know where Mr. Stinson is.
The city has set up a hotline for families to get answers.
Kind of glad in a way that other people are concerned, so now it just will not be pushed to the side. Help us get some closure. Help us find our loved one. All we want to do is find him and move him to his next resting place next to his mom. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah, your heart really breaks for this family. We mentioned that helpline, that number is on your screen. As for that management company, that former management company, we tried unsuccessfully to reach them. They were overseeing operations here from 2013 up until last summer. The city is currently in litigation with them, so can't comment further. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
And Priya, I understand Detroit police contacted the Stinson family today.
Yeah, that's right. I'm told a chaplain with DPD reached out to them. A sergeant will as well. Police investigators are going to be talking to some staff workers here about where they think the remains are. They'll verify that and then hopefully be able to exhume the body and get it to the family.
Yeah.
Send it back to you.
All right, Priya.
Well, today is Melanoma Monday, a day set aside each year to help raise awareness about the risk of melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer. Experts say many people have skipped skin cancer checks in the past year because of the pandemic. One mom-to-be is grateful she sought help when she did.
Caitlin Jones didn't think the mole on top of her head could be cancerous, especially since she had it biopsied 4 years earlier. But her husband knew something didn't look right.
My husband, who's quite a bit taller than I am, had noticed that spot was changing, that it was much larger in size and changing color, and he had said, I really think you should go in and have that looked at.
Caitlin was shocked when her dermatologist told her it had turned into melanoma. She had successful surgery to remove the melanoma and examine more than a dozen of her lymph nodes. Thankfully, the cancer had not spread.
I do think that had she waited much longer, she could have been toppled into a much worse stage, worse prognosis, and even to be cured, it would have gone through a much more rigorous and intense treatment algorithm.
Caitlin says she's glad her husband pushed her to get checked.
I try not to think about it because I know how quickly things can change with melanoma and how weeks and a month can significantly change a diagnosis and prognosis. So, looking back, I was probably right on time.
She's now extra cautious about the sun and encourages others to be also.
You get one skin and one life, so take care of it.
And it's important to have a board-certified dermatologist examine any moles or spots on your skin that are asymmetric, have uneven edges, are larger than a pencil eraser, or that are changing in any way, including size, shape, or color. Early detection really can be life-saving.
Keeping Michigan on the map. Ahead, we will go inside the effort to rekindle tourism across the state as the COVID restrictions loosen.
Plus, a stolen vehicle blows through a red light and crashes, killing an innocent woman in Sterling Heights. Now a teenager is facing one of the most serious criminal charges possible. That story's next.